Hello everybody, my name is Bragster and welcome to the first in this series called Retro Reviews, where I'll be reviewing movies and maybe even some TV shows from the past and then to give to you guys. I've put it in a separate series due to the fact that it is in the past and I quite like reviewing stuff that's going on now because you're more likely to view those, but it is a series where if you want me to review anything from in the past, here it is. So the first thing I'll review in this series is 1999's American Beauty with the wonderful actor Kevin Spacey in. Now, a small little synopsis of the movie, just in case you've never heard of it. So it is Lester's life seems perfect, having a respectable job and a family, but inside he is slowly slipping into depression, struggling with life. He gets infatuated with his daughter's friend Angela. Now, from the off, it sounds creepy, weird, and just downright wrong. And you're not wrong in the best way possible. This movie, it can be quite slow initially. Now, I found this with a few of older movies, especially the story-driven ones. They seem to start off a little bit slow, just a tiny bit slow, and not in a bad way. Like, I was still gripped from the beginning, and that's one of the only negatives in this movie, is possibly it's a tiny bit slow, but I just love it, and I don't know 100% why, because the story in itself is reasonably creepy, you know. A dad falling in love and being quite obsessed with his daughter's almost best friend. It just seems a bit weird. And do you know what? They don't hide from that in this movie. They don't hide from how weird it is and how really it's probably not the best thing. They don't hide from it at all, which I like. You know, even some of the acting, it's bad on purpose, and I don't see that very often. I do not see bad acting happen on purpose at all, really, and it does. And there's certain parts of this movie where you're like, oh, that's so cringy, or that's so bad. But it just adds to the atmosphere because it is a cringy atmosphere, the whole movie. And there's a little part at the beginning, and when you when you first play the movie, Kevin Spacey starts talking, and he's like talking about his life and stuff, and little did he know that a year from now he would be dead. And something along those lines. That little line makes up for maybe the first half an hour not being that quick and progressing the story that much, because you're so gripped from the first sentence. You're like, oh, okay, mate. Oh, I'm intrigued. You know, how's he gonna die? What's gonna happen? Because you know from the beginning he dead, which not many films do. But here we go. You find out main character dies in the first 10 seconds of a movie. There's so many rose petals. It's insane, this movie, to do with rose petals. It's nuts. But you've got, like, the main cast is reasonably small in this movie. Like, you've got what? You've got the family, the initial family. You've got the family next door. And you've got a friend, and you've got a couple of other people who I won't spoil. And that's about it. And each one you get to understand almost fully. And I say the word almost because some things in this are a bit weird and you don't quite understand it. So one of the guy's mums is a bit loopy. I don't understand I don't understand what they were going for with it. Like, I get it to a point, and I don't. It's one of those weird ones. I wasn't expecting it to go that way with her, and then for it to never really be properly answered. It seems a bit weird, and I don't quite like it. One thing in this movie that seems quite common, and I don't see happen very often in other movies, is it will do certain camera shots where you can't hear what the people are saying. And it's purposeful. That's why it's a classic and not, it's a purposeful thing for them to disclude some of the audio. Because they can't reveal too much. And to be honest, there are like certain aspects I'm like, what are you saying? What are you saying? But that only grips you more into knowing what's going to happen next and stuff like that. And it just, this whole story is, all the main people are connected in some way, shape or form. And there is some nudity in it. There's a bit of nudity in it. Especially female nudity. Don't get me wrong, it's not done for the sake of nudity. It is very much done in the right way for this movie, and you'll understand that once you watch it. And there's some weird points. It's really hard to comment on this movie because, as you could tell from the synopsis I read from the internet at the beginning, you can't reveal much, because if you reveal too much, it'll give everything away. And it's one of those, it deals with so many different things. Someone unhappy with their job, unhappy with their marriage, deals with teenage relationships, deals with teenage insecurity maybe as well, deals with a little bit of teenage bullying, because the guy in it's called a creep quite often. However, he can be quite creepy, and that's done purposefully, but it really doesn't help with the fact that it's possibly meant to be going down the bullying type route, but it very much goes to the outsider route. He's definitely an outsider, and the girl feels an outsider as well. So yeah, it also deals with a lot of lying from teenagers. Some of the things, just the lying to yourself or trying to make yourself look cool at school. Again, I can't reveal certain quotes because it just spoils other parts of the movie. But yeah, it's honestly brilliant. Kevin Spacey is one of the best actors at playing the creepiest characters ever. And it's brilliant. I love Kevin Spacey because he plays these parts so bloody well. He is ridiculously good at it, and in the best way possible. And I think it's worth a watch. I think if it's it's a romance drama, and if you're not into that sort of stuff, then maybe it's not the movie for you. But there's a few different things seeped in there to make it not seem... It's not corny. That's what I love. It's weird. Not corny. And there's so many romance dramas, especially nowadays, that are corny. And I'm okay with corny, but I love weird. Weird just makes you more intrigued as to what's going on, because it's not normal. Anything that isn't normal, you ask any psychologist, and I studied psychology at A level, so anything that's weird and not normal, those things, what they do is they make you more aware. They make you focus more on them. And this did it very well. It wasn't too weird, so you were like, oh, I don't like this is too weird. It was weird enough to keep you intrigued, but not too weird so you turned it off. And that is the best way I can describe this movie. Now, I highly recommend you watch it, because I don't believe it'll be wasted. It is an 18, and very rightly so. It deals with a lot of stuff, drugs, violence, nudity, sex, everything. Deals with pretty much everything, and I highly recommend it. If you're into this sort of stuff, it's definitely the one for you, and if not, I recommend you give it a go, but understandable if you don't want to. It is a classic and I do enjoy it. Just a tiny little thing is it might be a little bit slow, but except from that, that's everything I've got to say about this movie. So I recommend you watch it. I'd love to hear down in the comments below whether you've seen it before, whether you want to see it, and maybe like what you thought about it. If you have gone and watched it, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Was it too weird for you? I'd love to know, so put that down in the comments below. Please hit that like button to tell me that you liked it, and hit that subscribe button as well, just to keep up to date with everything that's going on my channel. I've got so many things coming up, so many different TV shows and movies that I'm looking forward to reviewing for you in the future. I've got New This Week on Mondays and retro reviews on Fridays, so yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. See